Hello blah blah blasters, welcome to a new broadcast of our channel. This time we will delve into everything that is happening with Drag Race Spain, since I have received all the concerns that have been shared with me in the channel's comment section about the production of the 4th and 5th seasons of the Spanish production. So let's begin. As a reminder, keep in mind that English is not my first language, so I apologize for any pronunciation or grammar mistake. As we well know, the 4th season of Drag Race Spain was officially announced on August 3rd, 2023 by Atresplayer, and the recordings occurred during the month of November of the same year. As logic indicated, the first adaptation of All Stars in Spain had to premiere first since it had been officially announced 18 months before its premiere, on September 20th, 2022. And that's how All Stars premiered on February 4th, 2024. During the entire broadcast time of the show, which was 7 weeks, the expectant public hoped that at some point it would be announced when the 4th season of the show would premiere. Said announcement never came while All Stars was on air. In the week following the completion of the format that crowned Drag Setlas as the winner, it became public knowledge through a press release that the series had been renewed for a 5th season that will run under the direction of Jonathan Camino and Lola Ibarreta. However, the bulletin made no reference for the 4th season and its release date. The only person who made reference to the season was the director Jonathan Camino, who, in his LinkedIn account, did acknowledge that the 4th installment was yet to be released, being the only one who made reference to the 4th edition of the show created by RuPaul and which in Spain is led by Supremme Deluxe. Now let's jump in time to May 13th, 2024, when the audition call for the 5th season of Drag Race Spain formally opened. Many began to ask, why do they announce the casting of a season before they premiere one that is already recorded? This, in the practice that we have seen as viewers of the reality show, is highly unusual because the casting of the 2nd season was announced after season 1 was released. The same case occurred with the casting for the 3rd, which opened after the 2nd season was on air, and the same thing happened with the 4th, which was announced months after the end of the 3rd season. So why it is that the announcement of the 5th season was made before even the release of an official promo for the 4th season? In this case, there are many factors that influence in this decision, but first, it is important to note that Drag Race Spain is an adaptation that, although in Spain it's seen on Atresplayer Premium, in the rest of the world it is released simultaneously on WoW% Plus, and the WoW Premiere calendar must be distributed equally among all the international adaptations of the show that exist, with the aim of offering the public the option of always having one Drag Race production on the air per month. In order to better understand the situation that occurred, we are going to take another international adaptation as a reference point, Drag Race Canada. The 1st season of Drag Race Canada aired from July to September 2020, as did the 3rd season, which aired from July to September 2022. Originally, the 2nd season was planned to premiere in the same period from July to September 2021. However, the season had to be delayed due to the production and post-production problems, because the producer of the 1st installment of the show was replaced along with other many members of the team, and the 2nd season took on another showrunner. Then, the radical change in the scheme that was in place for Canada came from the fact that they released the first Canada's vs. the World, to which they opened a new space on the calendar for the Canadian franchise, airing said production in November and December of 2022. With the adjustment due to the new format, the calendar from July to September was modified, and the 4th season began to premiere in the period from November 2023 to January 2024. Following this scheme, Spain also had a similar structure in which it premiered its seasons in the first half of the year, since the first arrived in May 2021, the second in March 2022, and the third in April 2023, while the first All Stars premiered, as we already mentioned, in February 2024. This implies that the planning of WoW could have to open a new programming space for the 4th season of Drag Race Spain, as in Atresplayer, since the timeframe they had already assigned was occupied by All Stars. but assign a new time slot is not easy, since it implies considering a prudent space between the end of All Stars so as to not oversaturate the public, but also is important that it's commercially viable to capture viewers. Considering that in the next 12 weeks we will have the premieres of All Stars 9, Drag Race France, Drag Race Mexico, and Global All Stars, it is very prudent and wise to expect the 4th season to premiere until the 3rd quarter of the year, and analyzing the block availability patterns, between July and September would be ideal, since this year, at least in that block, there will be neither Drag Race Brazil nor Drag Race Germany, since their second seasons have not started a casting process, much less produced. On the other hand, it is also widely rumored that the 4th season will have several moments of catfights and controversies, so the show could also be taking its time to resolve certain editing issues in order to give the public the best content. Are you ready for the premiere of the 4th season of Drag Race Spain? Let me know your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.